Good morning, you guys. Overcome and give reaction on Keeping Up with Q, aka the Prismas. She basically did a video saying that she's in her third trimester and she's on her way back to the United States. I have to personally say that I did call it, that eventually she was going to come to her senses, as I say, and have the baby in the United States, which I think is a good decision, considering, I'm not going to say what the conditions are over there, but I'm thinking the conditions with having a child will be more favorable in the U.S. It's just my opinion. Don't nobody get mad in the comments, but, feel free to, give your opinion. But, yeah, I had said a long time ago that I thought not only did it make sound sense to have the baby in the U.S., but also I'm thinking, as far as like, with birthing decisions and, being a little bit more advanced here in the U.S., as I say, your conditions would be more favorable with her having a child over here. Now, a lot of people are saying, that he won't be able to witness the birth. Like I said from the beginning, I still stand on it. He should have gotten his paperwork together, whatever issues he had, gotten it addressed so that he could, be with the baby. I don't know if it was one of those knee-jerk reactions where she just thought of it in the middle of the night or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just trying to consider and think what conversation was had for him to not only let her go by herself, but to actually have the birth in the U.S. I guess one of the things where, he pretty much had his hands tied. He realized she had made her decision. I think everybody's pretty much congratulating her, and some of the comments that I'm reading, they're kind of glad that she did decide to go back to the U.S. and have her birth. A lot of people were on the fence about whether or not if she had the baby in Nigeria, would the baby actually be American? Now, according to sources, they're saying whether she had it in America or Nigeria, the baby would be considered American. Now, I wasn't clear on that. I don't know what the laws are over there in Nigeria. I'm not sure. I think it would be unfortunate that, he's not able, to be there for the kid or whatever, per se, as far as the birth. But I'm thinking maybe once she has the baby, maybe she'll be going back to Nigeria. I'm not sure. But I'm thinking with her being over here, she can also, plus is that she can actually have her parents, her mom, whatever, be witness the birth and be there for her. With this particular time, with her being her first pregnancy, I know she needs her mom emotional support, if nothing else. We're all rooting for Q and hoping that she has a safe delivery. I'm not sure if she's to the point she's about to have a baby now. I don't know. She still hasn't addressed or told us when her actual due date is, but she is currently on the video saying that she's en route as far as making preparation to get on the plane to come back to the U.S. Now, I'm not sure what city and state she's going back to. She wasn't real clear on that. But I think everybody is pretty much happy that she decided to come back to the States with the said baby. Now, it would be something different, if he pretty much got his stuff together and decided he wanted to come back to the United States and they kind of raised the baby over here for a little while. But that's wishful thinking. I don't believe Mr. Rivers to the point where he can get his financial affairs in order, because I think it's one of those things that could be an easy fix. I think they'd have fixed it by now. Like I said, she pretty much settled. She realized that whatever he had going on, he couldn't come to the U.S., so she decided to go over there where he was. Q is pretty much, I think she's pretty much glad she made her decision, because at the end of the day, I think she really did want the kid. I don't know if it's one of the things she wanted in the beginning, but when they first got married, I noticed she was pretty much making preparations, trying to be as fertile as she could to try to conceive a kid. So I'm guessing with her finally getting pregnant and having the baby, she's pretty much, glad that she had the chance to actually have the said child. Now, as far as her giving us updates on the baby while she's been over there in Nigeria, she's been giving us pretty much different videos, her cravings or whatever. But I think she said in the first and second trimester, she was pretty much a little sick, so she really couldn't do a lot of, blow, blah, blow videos. A lot of people to the point they were wondering, why she had so many gaps as far as her videos are concerned. I think, every pregnancy is different, so, you never know what was going on as far as behind the scenes. But I know they did buy this little donkey. I don't know what happened with that, whether they kept the thing, I don't know. But I'm wondering, what his parents are thinking as far as the baby, or would they be to the point where they'll be sad they're not able to witness the birth of their grandchild. I don't even know if Q's even met for Mr. Ferrier's mom. That's the thing that I was wondering and lingering in the back of my mind, had she even met them per se, because in Nigeria they have those traditions, the parents have to meet, blase this. There's a lot of traditions that they have, that American traditions that we don't have over here. But they did get kind of married pretty fast, in my opinion. So I don't know if all that really much went down or how it went. I think Q pretty much got her heart broke by Play, and she decided she wanted to go over there and fall in love with a Nigerian. That's pretty much what she did. Blow by blow, next thing you know, we say she announces her pregnancy. It seems that everything is going pretty good while she was over there. But my concern was with the conditions, with it being so hot. And, you know, I don't know how the hospitals are over there in Nigeria, but I'm thinking over here in America, she would have a better chance as far as being able to have a safe and healthy delivery with said baby. Now, I don't know if she's to the point where she actually told us what the gender of the baby was. I think she said it was a boy. I'm not sure. But pretty much she can have all the things over here. Maybe she'll have a traditional baby shower. Maybe her parents, her mom and sisters will get together and do that for her. But we'll see what transpires, and most importantly, what happens after Q delivers the baby, and, you know, moving forward, how their relationship unfolds. Considering they do have a new piece, which will be a new child in the situation. Now, as far as the channel goes, I don't know whether or not she's going to present the kid, whether she's going to show us the kid, but the kid be a part of their actual couple's channel. I don't know. I'm hoping that they will. That way we can go along with the journey as far as the growing up of the said kid. We can pretty much, you know, experience it day by day, blow by blow, however they put out the videos. Now, I don't know what Miss Spears going to do with herself while she's over there in the U.S. I don't know. Maybe he'll be making preparation for the baby when they come back home. I don't know. But he's pretty much got a little time to twiddle his thumbs, as I say, and figure it out. But I know he's probably kicking himself, realizing that he, you know, whatever issues he had, he could, you know, could have traveled with her and they could have, you know, did it together. Because I was saying to myself, I still don't understand why he can't travel. That's a thing that's been lingering in my mind because nobody really addressed it. Q doesn't address it, you know, to the point. I think if we asked her, she probably wouldn't give us a blatant or complete answer. I mean, she pretty much probably side-eye and do everything but come to the particular point. Now, I personally think it's something legal why he can't, you know, come over, because everybody knows, you know, pretty much when people marry, they pretty much marry for green cards, other said reasons. But it's like that wasn't really an issue for him or nothing that was really urgent for him to do that, because after they got married, he was still to the point where he wanted to stay in his country. So he wanted to the point he was trying to travel, go to the U.S. You know, like people say the American dream. You know how a lot of them want to come over here, you know, work. They feel like they can, you know, make better things as far as preparations for themselves when they come to the U.S. So I guess that wasn't the issue. That wasn't one of the reasons why they got married. But I guess in hindsight, Q was a hopeless romantic. She decided that she wanted to pursue him. And it blossomed, you know, because we pretty much seen how it pretty much blossomed. Next thing you know, they were apart. They was tearing each other apart back and forth on the internet. Present day, next thing you know, they patched it up. She came back. She and him decided they wanted to buy a home. Now, the home buying process was pretty much a quick thing, in my opinion. I don't know whether or not it's one of those things where Q decided that, hey, y'all got to buy a house over here, because then to the point he can go to the U.S. with me. I don't know. But I would love to have been in a conversation when they actually made preparation or decided they want to buy as I say, a forever home in Nigeria. Because I'm thinking in Q's mind, she pretty much wanted a home in the U.S. and pretty much wanted her husband with her, I'm thinking. You know, with the baby and everything growing up in the U.S. I think if she had her own choice, it pretty much would be, everybody would be in the U.S. But she feels like, you know, she's tugging at the other end because she got to go back where her husband is, because he pretty much can't travel and come with her. Because I think if it was one of the things where he could travel, I think with her decision, I think she would have took her husband with her and been like, well, we decided we're going to have the baby in the U.S. and my husband decided he's going to come along as well. Because I don't even think it's to the point where he has met her family, her mom, or anybody in person yet. Which I think, you know, is pretty much a red flag, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to pretty much focus on the journey of the baby. And hopefully Q is to the point she not only lands safely in the U.S., but that she has a, you know, a pretty uncomplicated pregnancy, you know, because we pretty much wanted to see her in the hospital. Hopefully she'll vlog and let us know what's going on as far as the baby when she actually goes into labor and delivers said kid. But I want to pretty much see the journey of her, you know, letting her mom and everybody, pretty much, hopefully she'll vlog and let us see her mom and her sister's reaction to the pregnancy, you know, and pretty much take us on a journey. I think she's pretty much going to pretty much center most of her videos probably doing mukbangs. That's probably what she's going to do. Because Q's not pretty much a person that does a lot of vlogging. So I don't think that's pretty much where she's going to take the channel. I mean, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. But yeah, we're going to pretty much sit back and see what kind of mukbang she's going to come up with as far as craves and videos. But we're waiting to see whether or not she's going to decorate the nursery, you know, do all the things that the new moms do and this and that, you know, the actual nesting after the baby, you know, hoping that everything goes good, no postpartum. But yeah, I don't even think people decided whether or not they're going to have her virtual baby shower, because I don't think nothing's been said. I don't even think she has a registry for the baby as far as the baby shower. I don't know, because it's pretty much one of those things where she hadn't even really, you know, she's pregnant, but she's not really, you know, had like a baby shower. You know, that's traditional in the U.S. You know, people have baby showers. Somebody throw the baby shower. If they're a YouTuber, they pretty much have a virtual baby shower. You know, people send gifts. But I don't know. I guess she wasn't pretty settled at the moment. She didn't know whether she was going to have a baby in Nigeria or not. I think for her first mind, she's thinking, yeah, I might have to have it over here. So I don't know what kind of preparation we're going to do as far as getting the baby ready, and most importantly, get myself ready to deliver said baby. But I think in the back of her mind, she realized the condition wasn't so good over there in Nigeria, so she decided to hop a plane and go to the U.S. I said, go Q, use your brain. You finally decide to come back to the U.S. Because I said a long time ago, I said they're going to have an issue when it comes down to her separating as far as trying to go and have that baby. But my thing was, I was thinking, you know, once she had the baby and decided she wanted to go home and let, you know, maybe let her family meet the kid, they was going to actually have a, you know, disagreement about it. But Q went a whole nother direction, and she pretty much, you know, not confirmed what I said, but, you know, she went the other direction. I was like, okay, I saw that video. I was like, well, I got to do a reaction to this. Because not only did she confirm what I thought, but she actually went and did a 360. She decided she going to fly her little narrow tail over to the U.S. and actually had a baby. I didn't see that one coming. But maybe, you know, she realized, you know, it was for the best for her to decide to have her kid in the U.S. I figured she was going to do that, because at the end of the day, this is where she, you know, she's comfortable as far as the U.S. She knows nothing about Nigeria. You know, pretty much she's figuring it out over there. I think the thing with them buying the home and her getting pregnant was pretty much, you know, a tumbleweed for her. It pretty much came to her pretty fast. She didn't have a lot of time to prepare or make, you know, decisions. She pretty much making decisions as she go. But yeah, hopefully, you know, everything works out for her in the U.S. She's actually get settled and, you know, can maybe decide where she's going to have the baby. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out myself, where is she going to live until she actually gives birth for the children. My guess is maybe she's going to live with a family member. I don't know, because I don't know whether or not Q still has property or anything in the U.S. where she can just actually go home and, you know, nest and get ready for the baby actual delivery. But yeah, like I said, everybody's hoping the best for Q. We don't wish her bad luck. We're hoping she has a safe and uncomplicated delivery for said baby, because I think like a lot of supporters and actual subscribers, we're ready to meet the baby. We're hoping that she actually has a reveal and she shows us the baby. I don't know if it's one of the things where she's gonna be secretive as far as that baby's concerned. I don't know, because you know how Q does. I don't know. We'll see whether or not she puts the baby on the channel. We get a chance to meet the baby, however it goes. I don't know, because most mukbangers, they show the kid. You know, it's not one of those things where they try to hide the child. But I don't know what she's going to do, which way the channel is going to go, like I said in the beginning. But thank you guys for supporting the channel. I thank you guys so much for watching this reaction video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will be coming back and doing more reactions for you guys. You know I haven't been as consistent as I would like to be. But I will be coming back and doing another reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, you guys.